Hey guys, it's Brett, and there is a glare behind me from the sun peeking through the blinds. Today we're going to do a little sound review of the Geppetto Camelot pickups. You can get these at geppettoguitars.com if you like the way they sound in this clip. If you don't, then go buy something else. I don't care. I went with the Camelots. Well, let's give you a little story here. When I built the Beast, everybody has seen the Beast. It's extremely worn. Everything, you know. I always wanted a 59 style guitar. Pardon me. That had, you know, aged hardware and an aged body with dings and dents and wear marks, and the neck was worn, and everything was just 59 style. So I built the Beast, and I finished the Beast all myself and did all the vintage aging, I guess, relicking, whatever you want to call it, myself. And everybody loves this guitar. And when I built it, it just had all the stock stuff at first. That came, whatever came with the kit. You know, junk. Not junk, because the bridge and tailpiece is on par with anything that Epiphone makes, you know, stuff like that. Tuners need replaced, and everything else was junk. I fell in love with this guitar. Never in my life have I ever loved something as much as I do this guitar that wasn't breathing. I mean, if you can actually love an inanimate object, I love this guitar. So, knowing I was going to have it forever, I decided to go crazy and buy the best of everything. Make everything as I possibly could accurate to a 59 spec. If it was buying the Faber bridge from Germany that had the proper posts to look accurately, if it was buying pots, capacitors, I even spent like $25 on a pick guard bracket because it's accurate versus what came with the kit. So everything on this thing has been upgraded with the best of the best. No expense spared. One thing I was never happy with in this guitar, not that I wasn't happy, but I knew I could be happier, was the pickups. I tried Duncan's, I tried DiMarzios in here, I tried about 3 or 4 different kinds of GFS pickups, Guitar Fetish, which is usually my go-to pickups because they're inexpensive and they don't sound that bad. And I know a lot of people out there think, oh, well, how much better can, you know, a pair of pickups sound versus, say, something from Guitar Fetish that are $70. I'm here to tell you that I was a little skeptical. It sounds a lot better. We'll get into that later. So I was looking at different pickups, and I you know, like I said, no expense was spared. Best of the best. So I started looking at Seymour Duncan Antiquities, DiMarzio 36 Anniversaries, and all kind of boutique PAF style pickups. And I came across a video with, it was a video of like a 5 pickup PAF shootout. I forget the guys, their names, 2 guys, Doug and someone. And I stumbled across Geppetto guitars. Never heard of Geppetto guitars before, but the sound that they were getting was just phenomenal, and that's like exactly the sound I had in my head. So I contacted Mike through Facebook, and we started talking, and before you knew it, I had ordered 2 sets. They are $180 a piece for the set, and then it's $20 more if you want the raw nickel covers, which I opted for on one set. So I'm going to read you from his website what he has to say about the Camelots. The Camelot humbucker is a patent applied for PAF style, made from 100% historically accurate parts and materials. German nickel silver frame, butyrite bobbins, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, 1022 steel alloy screws and slugs, maple spacer, 42 gauge plain enamel coil wire, rough cast Alnico 4 magnets, and optional bare nickel cover. Add $10 per pickup. It says the Camelots are slightly mismatched coils for great audio dimension, scatter wound, which make these pickups sound fantastic. Very 3D, very airy, and lots of bloom. The neck is 7.3K and the bridge is 7.8K. Okay, so we're going to try something different. You guys all know that I usually do my reviews with guitar into the PV Valve King 2 and then record the audio with my phone. So I'm going to try something I've never tried before, and hopefully this works out, and hopefully I can edit it to work out. We are going to try and do some samples with the direct out from the amp, so you get a little better sound without it cutting in and out from the microphone on the phone, background noise, stuff like that. As you guys may have seen in other sound reviews, I live in an apartment that has horrific grounding issues. So my amp, pardon me, has a little bit of noise to it. I generally run a Boss noise suppressor, but for the sake of this video, to give you the purest tone, I am not going to run the noise suppressor. It's not even in the chain. We are going guitar, amp, to the computer. Also, you guys will know, I've been playing guitar forever, building them, modding them, painting them, whatever, since I was 16. I'm going on 44 now. I still suck. Playing is one aspect of this hobby that's never come easy to me. And it's even worse when I know that little red light is flashing. So if I make some mistakes, you're just going to have to deal with it. Because I suck. I really do. I mean, I really do. So anyhow, without further ado, let's fire up this recording program. We are now recording audio, and we're going to start with the bridge pickup clean. One thing I did notice about the clean on these pickups, and especially on the bridge, no matter what bridge pickup I've ever had in this guitar, it's always been bright and very, almost to the point where the brightness becomes harsh. The thing that the Geppetto pickup does, at least to my ears personally, is it's bright, but it's never harsh. It is very warm. It's got a nice jingle, maybe a little bit of a jangle, but it's never overly bright like some of these pickups I've tried, and that's especially in the GFS pickups. Some of them really are insanely bright, and I like that. I like that I can play in a bridge position and play a jazz chord and not be harsh and shrill. That's really awesome. Alright, we're going to go into the neck pickup. I'm going to play the jazz chords I always play. Everybody always asks me, oh, what chords are these, blah, blah, blah. Go learn some jazz chords. Anything that sounds weird. You know, anything that says like an A minor 9th or A minor 7th or an A 7th added 9th. Stuff like that. Weird chords, jazz. You can make all kinds of stuff. So here we go. Jazz chords, neck pickup. first thing I noticed, and the first thing I did when I put these pickups in, was turn my amp up a little bit, louder than it's ever been in this apartment, and put it in the neck position. And clean, I rarely, ever play clean in the bridge, because usually, like I said, it's harsh, it's bright, I don't like it. I usually play in the neck. So I went into the neck position, and I love this neck pickup. It has a really, really good tone. The thing that immediately hit me was the bass response. It has great bass response, but it never gets flubby or tubby. Some pickups, the Duncans for instance, when I would hit a bass note, you know, say if I played just bass would be kind of, you know, blib, 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 you know, really blubby and flubby and tubby. This has a really tight bass response, which is really cool. I like it. And he mentions the word bloom on his website, and I finally understand what he means. Like if you play a chord, it really just sounds amazing. Like it just blossoms into this wonderful tone. Love this neck pickup. Sounds phenomenal. Alright, this video is getting long. Let's go into a little bit of dirt. Again, my house has bad grounding. It's gonna be noisy. We are running the gain on 3 on the valve gain. So we got really nice bridge tone, crunchy. Yet everything remains consistent. Everything has a nice, smooth response throughout. Nothing sounds. If I play a jazz chord, even with distortion, you can hear all the notes. If I dig in harder, obviously it gets a little more distorted, but it's a very touch dynamic pickup. Very cool. Let's go to the neck pickup. Ugh, did I mention I sucked? Why can't I play today? It's that red light right there, flashing. Again, nothing sounds muddy. I don't know how this is translating. I've never recorded like this before into the computer. Hopefully it's sounding pretty good. Let's give it all of the gain the Valve King can. We're going into super gain territory, and it's going to get noisy with some go into the neck pickup. Overall, this is getting almost 15 minutes long. It's a little bit ridiculous. I think the pickups sound fantastic. They really do meet every expectation that I had. I'm super stoked that I went with Mike. He's such a cool guy and extremely customer driven. I drove him nuts. But he's an awesome guy, and I'm glad that I went with him. I love these pickups. I was a believer of expensive pickups, can sound that much better than, say something from Guitar Fetish, which I've seen a couple guys already saying in a group that I'm part of. But I really do like these pickups. And all I can say is don't be afraid to experiment. You can try inexpensive pickups. You can try super high-end. These aren't really high-end. These are on par. $180 for a pair, on par with anything Duncan and DiMarzio's doing. So they're not really super expensive. Some of the P.A.F. clones I was looking at, they were upwards $500-600 for a pair. That's ridiculous. So super stoked I went with them. Geppetto Camelots available at geppettoguitars.com. And no, this is not an endorsed, sponsored ad. I had a couple people ask me that. I am just really stoked on these pickups. So, all right, guys, till we talk again, I'm out.